Hi guys, here we are to number 8 of our countdown, which means there are only 4 weeks left till September 7th, and getting close there. But I figured now would be a good time to finally show you a little bit of interaction between our two main characters, which are Samira Min and Keeler Lim. And there's really so much I could say about these two characters because I really do love them. They came up out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting them, and they're just, I don't have words. I just love these characters. I think they really are well developed characters and not caricatures. I love them, but let's not stew on that. Let's get into the scene. This is one of the first meaningful interaction between these two since they first met. Good night, Samir said firmly, a touch of redness coloring his cheeks. He poured the last of the bottle into his and Keeler's glasses and took a sip. She's right, though. Might as well finish it off. Keeler didn't pick it up. He stared at it instead, fighting the wisdom of leaving with his desire to stay. This evening had been a distraction that allowed him to forget about the hunger. Now that they were alone, it had come back stronger than ever. Are you glad you stayed? Samir asked. That same warm smile that had convinced Keeler to remain here earlier played upon his lips. It's been an enjoyable night. He looked away, glad that Samir wasn't able to read his emotions, let alone the thoughts that ran through his head at that smile. He'd grown comfortable tonight, forgetting the promises he'd made to himself and who this man was. He was Nergal, an enemy, and not to be trusted despite Anila's opinion of him. But even that reminder wasn't enough to subdue the rising hunger within. He wanted to taste that sweet soul now more than ever. Keeler picked up the glass to distract himself, swirling the wine and watching how the deep red liquid reflected the soft light of the living room. He took a large sip. He'd had far too much to drink already. As quickly as he could recover from such things, it still had an effect on him, breaking down his normally firm resolve. He knew that he should have left when he had the chance, and the words slipped from his lips before he could stop them. I have a better question, though. A better question? Samir smiled. Throwing caution to the wind, Keeler placed his glass aside and turned to face Samir directly. His eyes narrowed and he licked his lips as he tried to convince himself not to give in to that demanding hunger, but his hand reached out of its own accord. He took the wine glass from Samir and placed it on the table. The fingers brushed lightly as he did so. Samir gasped. The spark of longing flared too brightly to be ignored. That one touch undid the last bit of fight Keeler had within himself. There was nothing now but the need to feed the void. He leaned in closer until his face was only inches from Samir's. His eyes focused, studying the man before him and tracing every emotion to be found there. Desire, fear, confusion. He forced himself to hold back, take his time. He may never get another chance, and he didn't want to waste this one. What I want to know is, what makes you so different from everyone else? And we're going to end the scene there. To find out what happens next, you are obviously going to have to read the book, because that's a really good question to leave this scene on. So what does make Samir different? Is he really different? Once again, just a reminder, reading these in no particular order. And please leave any questions, comments, everything, whatnot, in the comments of this feed, and I will do my best to answer those in that last video on the release day of September 7th. And in the meantime, like, subscribe, share, follow, and have an absolutely incredible day.